Hey everyone, welcome to the Peer Health Educators Financial Literacy Teams podcast. My name is Sonia,
And I'm Yvonne.
and today we're going to be talking about ways to save money, especially as students. Here we'll be sharing tips and tricks to save money, but before that, I think we should discuss what saving money is and why it's important.
Yeah, so basically, saving is any income that's not spent or spent later. This money can be kept in a savings account and accumulate interest, or it can be as simple as having a piggy bank. But saving is important for a lot of different reasons, like allowing you to be more financially independent and prepared in case of emergencies, helping you establish good financial habits that you'll carry with you when you're ready to invest in bigger assets such as property, and it feels good. Psychologically, saving money brings positive effects, and it's possible that doing it once can help reinforce this habit.
Yeah, I notice that whenever I'm putting money aside, I feel so much better and I want to put more into my savings. With that being said, now we're going to discuss ways that you can take to save money. First, it's important that you have a plan.
Yeah, having a plan is really important because you want to make sure that you have enough to cover your basic expenses and more. Oftentimes, this can be done by creating a budget that takes into account all of your monthly income and expenses. For this, I really recommend that you go and listen to the Financial Literacy Team's podcast on creating a budget.
When you have a budget, establish a set percentage of your paychecks or income that you can put towards your savings account each time. Not only will you be accumulating more money, but if you have a savings account, you can gain interest.
For sure. Now, for the tips and tricks to save money, it's important that we talk about ways to save money on non essential items and essential items.
Yeah, I know firsthand that as a university student, it's so tempting to go out and eat, especially when it gets busy. But the cost of all that food adds up, and you can save so much more money if you decide to cook at home and eat out less. In fact, this can be a really good opportunity to develop some good cooking habits and develop a new hobby. For that, I really recommend checking out what the healthy eating and cooking team has to offer within the Peer Health Educators.
Yeah, the same idea can be applied to clothing as well. It's so tempting to go and get the newest clothes, especially since trends are always changing. But learning how to mend, sew, and thrift can actually save money and help the environment. You can repurpose items like clothes, and that's always an option. A trick that I always do when I'm tempted to go online shopping is I keep in mind all the items that I want to buy and then I wait on it. I don't buy it right away. And I find that for most of the things I want, I no longer feel the need to buy them after I've waited.
Those are good ways to save on non-essentials like eating out and shopping. I know that after second year and moving out of residence, I really wanted to find ways to save money since now expenses like utilities, food, internet, and more are a priority. I feel like I had to track my spending to make sure I can pay my bills.
Yeah, speaking of bills, there are so many ways to save unnecessary expenses as well. For example, doing things as simple as lowering the thermostat to 20 degrees Celsius, or washing a full load of laundry with cold water, or even just using LED lights and plugging air leaks can help save on energy costs.
Yes, another thing I try to do is minimize my energy consumption during off-peak hours. So 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays and all days on weekends.
That's a really good idea. And if you're behind on your electricity bill and are low income, you can qualify for certain emergency financial help, like the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, which offers up to $500 in emergency assistance. To apply for this, you just have to meet with a representative of one of the social agencies listed in the Ontario Energy Board's website for an interview and provide your paperwork, then wait for approval.
That's a great resource. Saving money on bills is so important to stay on budget, especially because it's a recurring and necessary expense.
Definitely. Speaking of necessities, saving on groceries is also a great way to save money.
That's so true. I've been trying to meal plan to save both time and money, and I found that by planning, I've been spending a lot less on eating out and wasting food.
Meal planning is a great idea. For those like me who are a little less good at sticking to a meal plan, I found that buying generic or non brand name items from, for example, Walmart or Food Basics, and buying in bulk are great ways to save more money.
Yes, speaking of food basics, taking advantage of student discount days at, for example, Food Basics in Metro is a super easy way to save 10% on your groceries and other necessities. And for days where there are no discounts, using apps like Flip and Honey or deals from programs like PC Optimum can help you save a few dollars as well.
Those are really great resources, especially for students like us.
For sure. If you're also a student, saving on student fees is another way you can save money. Opting out of some of the school fees for things I don't use is something I do at the beginning of each year. Queens has a health and dental program that costs a few $100s, but I already have health and dental covered, so I opt out.
I do that too. The beginning of the school year is also a good time to look at secondhand textbooks. There are Facebook groups and other marketplaces where you can find textbooks that sell for a lot less than at the bookstore.
I always try to find my textbook secondhand. It's also good for the environment, which a lot of these tips are actually.
For sure. Plus, as we mentioned before, saving money psychologically has positive effects, so these tips might help you improve your mental health as well.
That's a great point. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you to everyone who has listened all the way through.
We hope you've learned about the benefits of saving and learned some ways and resources you can use to save money.
I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Peer Health Educators Financial Literacy Teams podcast. My name is Sonia.
And I'm Yvonne.